Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's proceedings, a sobriety court defendant attempts to turn a failed drug test into a breakfast scandal with 2 poppy seed egg bagels. The prosecutor points to his DoorDash order as a likely source of the failed test. He insists he didn't know what poppy seeds look like, saying there was no label and no warning. And just when it couldn't get more ridiculous, we find out that his mother, who's present in court, is part of the backup plan. She went to a different bagel shop to pick up an ingredient card that pretty much only proves that poppy seeds exist. Shocker. Let's see how far he gets blaming brunch and outsourcing his defense to his mom.
While intoxicating second offense for a term of 24 months. There's allegations that you violated your probation by testing positive for opiates on or about 2/26 to 25. You understand all that?
Yes.
You do have the right to a contested hearing where it would need to be shown by preponderance of the evidence that you did in fact violate your probation. Do you understand that, right?
Yes.
It's my understanding you're going to waive your right to the hearing and instead plead guilty. Is that true?
Yes.
Has anybody made you any promises or threatened you in any way to convince you about your right to the hearing?
No.
You understand you could be sentenced up to a year in jail and fined $1,000 plus costs as a result?
Yes.
As to the allegation that you tested positive for opiates on or about 2/26/25, how do you plead, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Guilty, all right. Are you
Right,
satisfied?
guilty from your consumption of poppy seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, Your Honor, may I voir dire him, just for
Sure.
the
Go
record?
ahead.
So Mr. Collins, you gave a urine sample on February 26th of 2025 at 4:06 p.m., correct?
Yes.
And you have provided, myself, and I can provide for the court, that you had done a DoorDash order on Wednesday, February 26th at 1:40 p.m., so basically about 2.5 hours earlier, for 2 egg bagels, 1 egg sandwich, and some cream cheese, correct?
Yes.
Did those egg bagels have poppy seeds on them?
They were completely covered in poppy seeds.
Did you have a picture from the New York Deli Bagel website of what they look like?
Yes.
And just to describe into the record, you can see it seems that the egg bagels do have a topping of poppy seeds on them.
Can I say something also?
See, we're just making the record, but yes, he's gonna let
Okay.
So
them.
hang on for now.
But yes, but what did you want?
So I was just gonna say, I ordered the egg bagel. There's no description that the egg bagel will come with poppy seed on it. So when I received it, I had no idea. I know I'm not supposed to eat poppy seed via my contract, but what was on that bagel, I really at the time did not know that those were poppy seeds. I didn't know. And there was nothing that said that they came with poppy seeds on it. I just was trying to get an egg bagel, you know? If it said poppy seed, I would have never ordered it, you know? But I didn't know that those were poppy seeds. That's why I ate it.
All right.
But I understand that my contract does say don't eat poppy seeds.
Anything else, Ms. Cole?
Just, Your Honor, I know you're already aware because we've had a prior hearing where I presented some testing information from the Navy, how service members cannot eat poppy seeds because they can come up with a false positive possibly for codeine or morphine. My client also presented another study from Primary Care Companions, which I did verify was a true US site, that again, poppy seeds, because of their opium nature, can cause a false positive for morphine and codeine, which is why our program does not allow use of them.
Are you satisfied with the plea?
I am, Your Honor, but I guess I'll reserve what I'm gonna say after. But yes, I'm satisfied.
Ms. Cole, are you satisfied with the?
I'm satisfied with the
Of course,
plea, yes,
he's also
Your Honor.
satisfied with the plea, no involuntary act, and I will accept the same. Let's start with Mr. Racy in terms of the sentencing recommendation, we'll kind of go down the line.
Yes, as far as recommendation, probation would recommending 5 days in the Oakland County Jail, continuous Friday court probation, on release.
So
Your Honor, I just want to say, I understand what the defendant was saying, but if you look at this DoorDash order that was provided by the defendant, page 2 says, this bag may contain different bagel varieties, basic ingredients, wheat, flour, water, sugar, salt, malt, yeast, other ingredients, sesame seeds, poppy seeds, caraway seeds, onion, garlic, Parmesan cheese, caramel color. So it's a bit disingenuous to say that there was nothing that said it was poppy seeds, because it's right here and this was provided by the defendant. Your Honor, with that information, I do think that the recommendation is appropriate and I ask that the board adopt it.
Ms. Cole?
Your Honor, I think that 5 days in the Oakland County Jail is excessive. His levels, I do not believe were that high. I believe that, he has provided an explanation of why he's tested that way. There's been no other tests since then. I know that this isn't his first violation, but I'd ask that you consider holding any jail sentence in abeyance.
Mr. Collins, go ahead.
I understand she's trying to do her job as the prosecutor, but what she's describing, saying that there might be sesame seed, poppy seeds, that did not come in my bag. My mother got that from the New York Bagel in Ferndale, and I did not get my bagels from Ferndale. They came from Bloomfield. So those were not in my bag. There was no indication of poppy seeds, sesame, there was no warning of
I
anything.
mean, the disclaimer.
The disclaimer did not come with my food. My mother got that at a later date from the New York Bagel in Ferndale.
And you're
So-
saying, you also told me you did not know what poppy seeds look like?
Yes, I wasn't aware that the seeds that were on that bagel were poppy seeds. I just wanted an egg bagel. So egg bagels sometimes come plain, sometimes they come with the black stuff on it. I haven't had an egg bagel in a long time. I just wanted an egg bagel that day. I didn't know that those were poppy seeds. If it said egg bagel with poppy seeds, I wouldn't have got it. I won't eat a poppy seed lemon muffin, because it says poppy seeds and I understand in my contract for being poppy seeds. I just did not know that the seeds that were on that bagel were poppy seeds. But what she's speaking on did not come in my bag. My mom got that at a later date from the one in Ferndale. The one in Bloomfield does not give you that card inside the package of your food. So I didn't know.
We're getting kind of down the weeds here of the exhibits. Ultimately, the court is left with your explanation and I'm prepared to move forward on that, but also my pushback on you is I thought that this order was offered as proof that you consumed the bagel on that day.
Yes, this is my DoorDash order. What she's showing, what she brought up with the thing that says, these may contain poppy seeds, sesame seeds, that, my mother got that at a later date, just from Ferndale, not Bloomfield. But it's just to show that they do indeed put poppy seeds on the bagels, but that didn't come with my food. So it's not like I knew at the time of me eating my food that any of that contained poppy seeds. I didn't know. We got that at a later date.
I am accepting your explanation. Okay, we can leave it at that. All right, I am moving forward with under the understanding that you unintentionally consumed a poppy seed bagel.
That's accurate.
Two.
Yeah, 2 bagels.
So that
covered with poppy seed.
we are on the same page there. Let's
Yeah.
leave that. We're done with that.
Okay.
The problem I have is that you signed that contract that says you're not allowed to eat those things. It's not our job to make sure you're not eating those things. That's your responsibility as a participant in this program. Okay, and you can see why, because now you're in front of me trying to explain why there's a positive test. Okay. People all the time are here because of use of alcohol, or here because of use of marijuana, or here because of use of all different kinds of substances. And when we eliminate those from their lives, they turn to other substances to fill in that gap in their life. And so that is why you are not allowed to use any alcohol or controlled substance in this program, because it is a program that is built around abstinence and sobriety. All right, those are 2 different things that we're trying to work on for you. Okay, and it's incumbent upon you to comply with the terms and conditions. This is the second time you're in front of me talking about a moment where you weren't careful enough, where you were careless in your compliance with those court orders. You agree with that?
Yes.
We had positive tests for marijuana where your explanation was you didn't use, you were around it, or whatever the case may have been. And now we're here again because you're positive for a controlled substance which you are not allowed to have in your system. And your explanation is, I was careless, I was around it, I consumed it without knowing. So at this point, this is the second time this is happening. I'm not punishing you because that was in your system. You're telling me and I'm accepting your explanation. I'm punishing you because the second time you were careless and have violated the court's orders because of your carelessness, which is also a problem when you're in this program. Do you understand? And at this point, Mr. Collins, I think we're at a bit of a crossroads with you, is that, this is a program that requires a lot of participants. And you won't hear otherwise from anyone who's involved in the support team. And you won't hear different from me. I know that it's a lot to be in this program, a lot of requirements, but it was your choice to be in this program and to get through this with all the other benefits that come with it. So if you want to continue on, you need to be all in. You can't just kind of limp through this program. Okay? At this point, we're just over 90 days with Mr. Collins. Is that right, Mr. Chairman?
Your Honor, he is 122 days into the program.
122, phase one.
Yes, phase one,
Phase one.
yes.
So you're typically eligible now for a conversation about phase two if everything had just gone.
That's what I'm saying. I was actually very excited. I am all in on this program. The last time we talked before I found out about this violation, you were talking about the interlock. I'm all in on the program. This is a blip and I apologize for it and it won't happen again. And it won't happen again.
There's some red flags surrounding this, your participation in the program. All right, it's not typical that I see people twice on a violation this short of a amount of time with us. So I just want to impress upon you that you need to step up to the plate here a bit. Okay.
I just wanted to make sure, because I didn't get a chance to tell Mr. Collins that back in chambers, Ms. Gracie said that he missed a probation appointment. And I would want the court to include that in versus have that be possibly another violation.
Is that true, Mr. Gracie?
Yes, Your Honor, he missed an appointment on March 12th of last week, last year. This year, last week.
Well, immediately.
He did reach out, he did reach out when he realized that he had missed, however, he still missed the scheduled appointment.
Right, so, I mean, just another example, Mr. Collins, and I just heard you said you reached out after, right? So there's a difference in my mind between somebody who reaches out before and says, I'm not gonna be able to be there today because of X, Y, Z. You see us kind of forgive that all the time in the program. It happens all the time, because there's so much that you guys are required to do. If you're proactive and communicative with Ms. Tracy about roadblocks in the way of full compliance, we can work with that. But it's the miss and then the call afterwards where it just kind of falls in line with somebody who I've seen twice now in violations for carelessness, right? So listen, I'm done here talking. I think I've made my point. So it's going to be the sentence of the court that he is serving overnight in the Royal Oak Police Department's jail. I'm going to let you report on a day, or you can start it now, but you're going to serve it overnight. I don't know your work schedule. I'd like you to just put this on a day that you have off. But if you want to do it now, that's fine with me as well. I'm also going to order 8 additional community service hours within 2 weeks of your release. So with regards to serving that overnight, is that something that you want to start now, or do you want to set this on a report date when you have a day off? Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday.
This upcoming week?
Sure.
Is he scheduled to be here in court on this Tuesday?
He is not yet,
All right, so you will report Tuesday, the 25th at 8 a.m. and be released at 8 a.m. on the 26th from the Royal Oak City Jail right next door. You will report to the Royal Oak Police Department at 8 a.m. on the 25th and be released on the 26th. 8 a.m. to 8 a.m., 24 hours. Understand? All right. Before you leave today, check out the probation. They're going to give you everything you need for that. Understand?
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
You're all set for today.
The jail is much better than the county jail.
This wasn't about bagels. It was what this whole defense revealed. A pattern of careless choices. 2 violations in 120 days, a missed probation appointment, and a lackadaisical approach to the program. The judge accepted the explanation but still ordered 1 night in jail and 8 hours of community service? If he can't manage the basic requirements in phase 1, what happens when the expectations get higher? How far should the court go to keep someone in a program they don't seem equipped to handle? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.